Sheffield Steelers up against their near rivals, the Nottingham Panthers. The commentators were Paul Ferguson and Barry Davis.
Nottingham Panthers are at Wembley for the third year running, losing in an overtime semi-final last April and finishing as the runners-up in 1992. In this squad, they hope they can find a change of fortune and match their success of 1989. Their starting lineup has Waghorn and Marlowe on defence, and a front line of Lambert, Hunt and Rhodes. Sheffield have been in existence for only 3 years, but here they are in the championship finals after 2 promotions, a second place in the league and finishing first in their playoff group. And these are the names who have become heroes for regular crowds of 9,000 at the Sheffield Arena. And their starting lineup has Ron Shudra, more usually a defenceman, up front between Scott Neal and the Slovakian Ivan Matulik, with Kellen and Oderlein on defence. A really cracking atmosphere. Local rivals, Sheffield loved at home, not loved too much away from home by opposition supporters. And Panthers, with rather more white on their strip, attack the goal to our right. Fired round the back. Not the clearest of numbers in the world. That's a good save early on by Martin Mackay of Sheffield Steelers. And there's going to be a quick penalty. Ken Taggart points, and interference is the shout.
Lambert was all over Martin Mackay, the goaltender. Mackay with a serious chop on Lambert, but Lambert called for interference.
Knocked in for the chase. Matulik does. Grandstand just behind him. Turned away by David Graham, but not that one. Don't know whether they got a touch. The shot came from the blue line, and Matulik was the player who was in. And Sheffield, having been under pressure all the way, suddenly have the lead.
The shot from way back at the blue. Abel is back there. Lambert tries to get the clearance out of the zone, but it bounces off the boards. Abel is there with a one-timer. Let's look for the deflection. It isn't there. That goes right in the net. Matulik doesn't look to get the touch. Grandstand comes in. Lambert picks up the rebound, bats it off the boards. The one-timer comes right back in front of the net. Bouncing puck, difficult to stop, and that's in the back of the net for Abel.
Kellen, use of the arm, holding in, Tate. Support from Graham Waghorn. Waghorn in possession. Far more shots from distance than we saw in the first semi-final. Marlowe takes his man, but they're unmarked this time. Oh, and again a shot from wide out. And Graham goes down his feet for the second time. The goal scorer, Les Millie. Almost an identical position.
Big shot from Les Millie. Let's take a look at this again. He brings it over the blue, winds up and just lets it ride. Let's watch this again. There's no one in front to screen him. He's just beaten cleanly on the short side.
Double assist on the goal, Shudra and Kellen. Into the neutral zone, but there's absolutely nothing neutral about either the game or the crowd. A lot of very committed people in the Wembley Arena. That's a good break by Matulik. Just, oh, and the follow-up is from Tim Grandstand.
This shows how important it is to control the rebound. A little headman pass to Matulik. He goes down on the left side. Premack is stuck in the middle, can't get the stick over. There's the shot. Here comes the rebound. The goaltender can't get over, and Grandstand is there. Doyle is on his back, but Tim hangs on in there. Again, the rebound is allowed to come right out onto Grandstand's stick, and that's number 3 for Sheffield.
Sheffield get it out as we move into the last minute of the period. Matulik Machulik. First one way, then the other. Robbed well by Premack, who then almost loses out. Machulik, lovely turn. Really smooth skater, good save. The goal line is off its moorings, and that was very nearly a fourth goal for Sheffield Steelers through the person of Les Milley. Lovely play by Machulik.
Machulik certainly can handle that puck. Milley ends up in the net, but Machulik was all over the ice, dipsy-doodling, putting the puck right out front. Milley takes a big hit from behind. Premack all over him.
Looking like a scoreless opening period for Nottingham Panthers. They've got now 15 seconds to prevent that happening. Doesn't look likely. Started so well, with the sting taken out of them by Sheffield Steelers, who defended well and then took their chances well. A couple of them David Graham won't have been too pleased about, but this man had a tremendous first period, Martin Mackay. They enjoyed every minute of it, and their team lead by 3-0. So Panthers have to do what hasn't been done before at Wembley, come back from a 3-goal deficit after the opening 20 minutes. They now attack the goal to our left in the second period. Doyle, Rhodes. Lambert is forward in the neutral zone, Rhodes on the right side, but Panthers not properly in possession yet. Premack. Now they can be. Rhodes, well kept in, solid stuff again from Sheffield. Still not away, it is dribbled in. Touch, I think, in the end from Tommy Plummer. He was the man in front. And it's a fourth goal for the Sheffield Steelers.
One or two players already going down the ice, anticipating Premack coming out of the zone. That doesn't happen. There's the change of direction. A little touch by number 11, Plummer, and that's in the net. From behind the goal, we can see Plummer gets in behind the defenseman, and a little tip is all he needs.
Waite looking for the drop pass again. A long carry by Simon Hunt.
Hunt made a nice move there to take it into the corner. Could have slammed on the brakes and set it up. And this is what they're not doing. Watch this. He gets away from Machulik. Skates around. Number 2, Alan Haig in the corner. Now, should be heads-up hockey. Where are my boys? Instead, he goes for the shot on goal from an impossible angle.
Shot to the break. This is Plummer. Back corner's gone to him. Milley waits for the pass and scores. Super two-man break.
Plummer working hard on that left wing. Cheeky little move as he takes it through the skate. Almost loses it. Waghorn can't get to him. Watch this for a move. Going down underneath in the net.
18-21. So a really good finish. Milley's second goal. And it's Sheffield Steelers 5, Nottingham Panthers 0. Seconds of the period remaining. Tremendous bit of skating here by Les Milley. Chance of a shot.
Now let's take another look at this. It all happens on the blue line here. Graham Waghorn, the big British defender, goes after this puck. It's right along the plexi, right along the boards. Graham tries to get the glove to it. Well, that doesn't work, and Milley is left all alone in the neutral zone. Milley goes in, picks it up at the blue line, and makes another great finish.
There's a change in the Nottingham Panthers net. At the start of the final period, Steve Butler has taken over from David Graham. Plummer neatly down over Premack, and he can skate in on his own, set up somebody else. He did the latter, and it's another goal for Les Milley, and he can go and thank Plummer because Plummer was very, very unselfish, and Millie gets his fourth.
Watch Plummer skating. Gets a little help here as Doyle falls down and Plummer goes in ever so casually. A cheeky little back pass. The goaltender goes with him, and Millie puts it in the open net.
And poor Steve Butler, fall beaten before he had a chance to touch the puck.
Exactly. Butler moved with Plummer, the puck carrier, went down, and there's Millie.
Sheffield come out with it. They got two back on the blue line. Shudra, Abel this way. Shudra plays it down off the ball, challenges the touch lane. Shudra again. And that's it. From Tommy Plummer.
Second goal of the game from Tommy Plummer. A wicked shot. You can see Plummer positioned in the slot area. He gets the pass over. Steps up and just labels this one. It goes upstairs. Goaltender already moving across. Watch the goaltender moving across. Is he square to the shooter? No, he's actually facing a little to the left. And he's beaten cleanly.
And that's how it finished. Sheffield cruising through, winning 8-0 and throughout this afternoon. But now we're going live to Wembley for the Ice Hockey Championship final. It's the defending champions and favourites, the Cardiff Devils, up against the Premier Division newcomers this season, the Sheffield Steelers. And as we saw in the semi-finals yesterday, the atmosphere was electric as the sport continues to grow in popularity in this country. We can now join our commentators, Paul Ferguson and Barry Davis. And Barry, got to ask you two important questions. Are Cardiff beatable? And are they going to change the music after the goals?
Well, the answer to the first question is yes. The answer to the second question, Sue, is almost certainly not. Richie, we're talking about the popularity. Let me tell you that 6,000 season tickets were sold for this two-day event at Wembley, even before the contestants were known. Cardiff, their supporters expected that this lineup would be there, and the starting lineup will be no surprise to any of the supporters, because they rely very heavily on these players. Playing goal is the #1 choice, Jason Wood, and then on defence, Shannon Hope and Stephen Cooper, and a front line of Rick Rabant at centre ice between Ian Cooper and Hilton Ruggles. Sheffield, it's a new experience for them, and they're certainly going to have to watch this man who yesterday scored a hat-trick in the semi-final, indeed for the second year running. Plenty of drums being brought as ever, and not all of them are from Cardiff. Sheffield Steelers, it's a new experience for their supporters, but 5 of that number have played for other clubs in a Wembley final. Their starting lineup shows one important change. Selma, compared with yesterday, Selma Odelane is not fit and can't play, so Ron Shudra goes back to defence, and into the forward line comes #10, Steve Nemeth. Les Millie was a man who yesterday managed to score no fewer than 4 goals in his semi-final, when his goalkeeper Martin Mackay achieved only the second ever shutout in the Wembley Championships. Man in charge, as in the second semi-final, Ken Taggart, who is an American, and his 2 linesmen are Gordon Perry and Andy Carson. So Cardiff looking for their second double, and for the record, league champions have gone on to win the championship overall title in each of the past 4 seasons. There was movement over the red line before the puck was dropped, but never mind, we're off and skating.
Barry, I'm looking forward to a really hard-hitting, fast-moving game out here. Both teams have a lot of firepower. They both have good goaltenders. Hopefully, we can see some good hockey today.
If Cardiff are successful, it would be, in total, their 3rd double. They're appearing in their third final. And obviously, having said that they've been successful in the double in the past, they've won the 2 previous ones. Sheffield, their climb up the ice hockey ladder has been nothing short of sensational. They've picked up some good players like this man Kelland here, but he's caught there offside. Chris Kelland, one of many players on the ice who will be representing Great Britain in the World Championships, which begin, as far as Britain are concerned, on Tuesday with a match against Russia.
Chris Kelland playing with some stitches in his head. He received them in the game, the semi-final game, and now he's got the helmet on top and he's ready to play. The Steelers, as you said, are without Selmer Odeline, a great defenseman, but up front they have Nemeth back, and this guy can fly. He's a good playmaker, not a bad goal scorer.
The reason for Odeline's absence is what's become a perennial back problem. But for that fact, he might have been playing at a rather higher level. That was a bit too close for comfort for Jason Wood. And a little bit of push and shove. Carson getting himself involved. Nicky Chin not successful in getting it out. Early pressure from the Sheffield Steelers. I think it might be important for the game that they, in fact, make the better start. Abel, who's got them off and going against Nottingham Panthers, but he can't dig that out there. Kentag just let it run in the corners, and there are a couple of little scraps going on, nothing too serious in ice hockey terms. Here's Doug McEwen, who digs it out. Nicky Chin is in front, and McEwen finds Chin. They've got another man in front too, Jason Stone. It's across the crease.
Barry, there's going to be a penalty here. Grandstand is all over McEwen and has been for some time. Slashing is the call in a couple of days' time. These guys are going to be teammates against the Russians, but right now Cranston is letting McEwen know he's in a hockey game. Cranston will sit for 2 minutes for slashing. Taggart let it go as long as he could. Cranston persisted and got 2.
Tim Cranston does have a bit of a reputation for finishing what he starts, and he can consider the point for 2 minutes. First statistic of the final, penalty to Cranston at 1:46 for slashing. So the first power play is to Cardiff. The first shot there is from Hope. It didn't actually travel all the way through. Ian Cooper around the back. Hilton Ruggles in front, just on the edge of the crease. Shannon Hope is over this side. Stephen Cooper plays it down behind. They don't quite get it out. Chris Kelland tried to lift it to get it out. Didn't succeed. They've got a spare man over here, of course. Oh, just wide. Got deflected. Wide from Stephen Cooper. Shot from Hope. And it's in finally. It's that man Ruggles again. There's John Lawless, the player coach and manager, happy with the start. And once again, it's Hilton Ruggles.
Power play goal for Ruggles and Cardiff. A lot of time for Hope, and at the other side, Cooper to get the shots away. The rebound comes out. Nobody on Ruggles. Chris Kelland let him cruise in behind him. The big defenseman who plays for the GB team lets Ruggles slip in behind him. Look at that. He's got one bite at the cherry. The second one pays off. Goaltender swipes at it, but can't get it.
So no shutout for Martin Mackay in the final. Not that anyone would have expected it, but he was left bereft of support then. But for the record, it's worth noting that the team scoring first in the final has only managed to win once in the last 5 seasons. Here's Ruggles again. Stopped on the blue line that time. And comes to an end. So both sides at full strength. Cardiff have the lead. Here's Rick Brabant. Picked up 5 assists in the semi-final. Put him in the record books as the most at Wembley and the most points at Wembley. Brabant round the back. Oh, right across the face. Ruggles and Steve Nemeth. Atuli taking the sting out of it. Had a really good match against Nottingham Panthers, but surprisingly didn't manage to get on the score sheet. Thought he had at the beginning. That's well stolen by Nemeth. Lets the shot go, but it gets blocked. 35 is Shannon Hope.
A 3.5-minute shift there for the first line for Cardiff, and John Lawless is going to have to watch that. It's really hot down on the ice. Yesterday afternoon, it was 87 degrees, and these guys got a long game ahead of them.
Here's Nicky Chin trying to go it alone. And the goal is off its moorings, and Nicky Chin showed promise at an early stage, and that promise is being slowly but surely fulfilled.
Nicky Chin going up against Neil Abel. Chin is one of the toughest players in the league. He hasn't been playing that long. He's still a youngster, but he really can dish it out, and he can also take it. Again, he takes Neil Abel wide. Abel spins to go with him. In comes Plummer to provide a little muscle.
Not too much support then from Nicky Chin. He made a good left side break. Doug McEwen at the face-off wins it. Back to Carson, gets the shot in. Block out front. Little stick in from Jason Stone. Chin again. Good block. Got to do it again, and did. In the effort to lift the puck, he got it a bit high. I'm not sure whether Mackay got a bit of it second time around. I don't think so. But the first save was a good one.
McEwen has one of the best backhand shots in the country, and he just missed that one going over the top.
Nicky Chin missed, firing to the far side. Cardiff starting the better. Doug McEwen. All bouncing around, and Sheffield not getting themselves too well organised yet. Abel wasn't sure who was going for it. Got his man. And it's held in by Neil Abel. 32 years old now. Successful with Fife back in 1985. And it was his shot from the blue line to our left which got Sheffield Steelers going against Nottingham Panthers.
Cardiff have settled early in this game. They're throwing the puck around nicely. Right now, the Sheffield Steelers are chasing. They're looking around. They're just chasing the puck. They really don't know who's supposed to go where. They all have positions out there, but they're not finding them fast enough.
Calming influence of Selma Odeline is missed at the start here. But Nottingham Panthers started the better against them. Brabant, difference is they didn't score. And Martin Mackay! Did it cross? Yes, it did. They're appealing, and he's going to the touch judge. Did the light flick on?
Once again, Barry, the goal has been allowed, but once again, the Devils are allowed to stand in front of the net. They're not being hit when they're there. They should be flattened. Ruggles is there, Brabant is there, and no one is being moved away from Martin Mackay. Let's watch this again. Ruggles is right in front. Cooper moves in with a shot. Ruggles comes back in, and that's put in by Nemeth. That's gone in off Nemeth's stick, or off his skate rather, and you can see the look from Martin Mackay. Brabant started off as he cut into the slot. Ruggles was right in front. Cooper fanned on the shot, and then big number 10, Nemeth comes in and goes in off his skate. That's going to count. It's 2-0.
And the goal counts to Rick Brabant. He was the last Cardiff player to play the puck. An unassisted goal at 5:03. It's 2-0 Cardiff Devils. That's a good catch by Jason Wood.
Jason Wood needed that. The action has been down at the other end for 5 minutes, and that'll help his confidence because he's just been standing there waiting for something to happen. A catch like that from Michulik will make him feel good. From a different angle, that goal, you can see, comes in off Nemeth's skates, and that counts. It came off a Steeler skate, so it does count.
And you could also see Martin Mackay dragging the puck back, but of course in ice hockey there is a goal judge, and if the puck crosses the line, he flashes on his light. Stayed at green, and the red, white and green applauded here by their wives of the Cardiff Devils have a 2-0 lead. The wives of Devils. Now there's a line. And away they come again. This is a cracking start by the Ruggles. Was aware the hip was coming. Matulik up to Grandstand. Didn't really help his side by getting the early penalty. Might if he could get on the end of this. This is a good bit of skating. Kelland over this side, shot from the other way, didn't arrive. Good charge in by Nemeth again. Back to Kelland in the neutral zone, just plays it into the corner, and there's a change of line. Well, it looked as there was going to be, but in fact it's just Scott Neal moving out to the right side. Here's Matulik. Cardiff looking the stronger. Ian Cooper with the shot. Great, somewhat speculative effort from centre ice. Matulik is the player doing most to try to lift Sheffield as an attacking force. Long spell without a whistle here. Down this left side. Kelland not being allowed to dwell. Chin gets hold of it. Kelland again. Looks for Steve Nemeth. His shot is wide. Goes off in chase of his own pass, as it turned out. Out come Cardiff once again. Nicky Chin. Good pass from Doug McEwen. Chin down. McEwen almost collects on the near side. Sheffield now on the counter. For a moment they have an advantage. That's a good pass. Good play, but he just couldn't pull it back. Now he can. Chris Kelland.
Plummer wrapped that around and just missed the net, but Plummer is one to watch for Sheffield on the left wing. He's got a good shot, and he really does work hard, and he'll shoot from any angle.
Here he is again, and Les Milley on a line with him. They're changing the line as I say that. Chin, seeing a lot of ice early on, Nicky Chin. That's indicative of the status he's now claimed. Just floated into the corner, picked up by Rick Brabant. Down in the neutral zone. A long spell without relief for the players. Shudra hoped it would come to him. It's Matulik. They've got a man in front. He just can't make it count. The man in front was Scott Neal. They're still there. And that will be an icing call.
Good play by Cardiff, and in particular Shannon Hope, to move Scott Neal out from in front of the net. They're hitting the guys in front of the net. They're not letting them set up for the good shot.
No icing call, as you could see. Took a long time to get over the line at the end. But indications here, Paul, that Sheffield are coming back into this.
They have an excellent hockey team, and it may take them a little longer than Cardiff, because Cardiff have been here before. They're composed. They know what it's all about, and I think Sheffield will eventually settle down and get back into this game.
They've got to keep Cardiff in range while they're doing that settling down. Here's Brabant, goes for the short side, blocked by Mackay, who then decides to hang on.
Brabant with the left-hand shot going down the right side, just trying to squeeze that through the defenseman's pads and perhaps the goaltender's pads. He flips on to the forehand side, lets the shot go, and Mackay is right there to pounce on it.
They'll make that shot number 8 on Alex Dampier's netminder. Coach to Great Britain, formerly successful in winning the championship with Nottingham Panthers back in 1989. 11-13 on the first period. 2-0 score. Cardiff Devils. Kelland said he didn't know where that had gone. He thought that Mackay was hanging on to it, but he hadn't.
Kelland took a hit from Chin, lost his helmet for a moment, and lost his composure. Took himself right out of the game.
Wood. It's not too tidy, are they? Sorted out by Paul Heavey in the end. Kelland once more. One of the players the opposition fans love to hate. Here's Nemeth, showing good style, taking on Carson. Lee Carson did a good job. Shudra But it's by no means all one-way traffic now. McEwen lets the shot go. Comfortably picked up. Scott Neal, well dispossessed by Doug McEwen. Matulik couldn't take it. Halfway through the opening period. Sheffield, I think, getting better all the time here. Shudra, rather casual, one broken stick, it belongs. Oh, shot over the top. Trying to see who's lost the stick, but he's got a second one now. Grandstand, who had his stick chopped in half. Stephen Cooper. That would be offside if Ruggles had played it, but he didn't. Hansen waits to set up as Matulik gets it. Hansen still skating into space, looking for the pass. Need a bit of pace here from Matulik. He couldn't take the puck with him.
Matulik has excellent speed. Had he taken the puck, he would have been gone down the right side. You could see a couple of strides, and he was ahead of everyone out there. This guy is a class act.
Comes from Slovakia. Plummer. Good catch again by Jason Woods.
Jason Wood hanging on to everything that comes his way. Youngster, I feel, wanted to be in the GB side, but was left out of the lineup. Perhaps next year. He certainly has proved himself this year for the Devils.
Man at the other end is on the squad, along with Maury Hansen and Bernie McCrone. Eby plays it out. Abel keeps it in. The Cardiff end, attacking zone from Sheffield's point of view. Plummer quite happy to use the physical side of the game. It's kept in well. Neat little player, Plummer. Good, solid stuff between Chin and Plummer, and they're going to follow it on a little bit.
Chin was not happy with the way Plummer went down on him. He went right underneath, and that, to some, is a submarine hit. He felt he went kind of low. Earlier on in the season, Scott Morrison, who plays for Whitley in the GB side, was taken out of the action. That really is a low check. Chin wasn't looking. The puck was several feet away, and Plummer comes underneath and takes his legs out. I'd be a little angry too if I was Nicky Chin. Chin roughing it up after the hit. Will sit for a couple of minutes. Let's take a look at this again. Yeah, that's very, very low for my money anyway. That's a dangerous hit.
Well, each has got 2 minutes, plus an extra 2 minutes for Plummer.
2 minutes for roughing, number 17 of the Devils, Jim, and 11.
I really don't know if Taggart was going to call that. His arm wasn't in the air, and then both of them started to square off in neutral ice territory, and eventually the whistle came.
So each team with 4 on the ice at the moment. Power play will ensue at the end of the first 2 minutes when Plummer will stay in the penalty box. 26 is Ron Sudra. Bit more space on the ice. Nemeth comes from Calgary. Offside call.
Nemeth, I've seen that move before. He's a master at that move, tucking the puck in, but he made the move right at the blue line, and he threw Shudra on the far wing offside. Look at this. He makes the move right at the blue line, but the guy on the far wing doesn't know he's going to make that move, and he's still breaking towards the goal, and he goes over the blue line ahead of the puck, and so he's offside.
Puck must go in first. That's given away to Hilton Ruggles. Quickly dispossessed and well. Under 8 minutes to go, and it remains at 2-0 Cardiff with that stop by Jason Ruggles. 8 minutes in the first period, actual playing time. And here's an opportunity if it will sit. Oh! The shot was wide. Took a long time for the puck to be precisely where it was wanted. But Machulik finally got the shot in, and there's going to be a little follow-up for that, and he's in trouble, Machulik. And he's very cross about it. In fact, I think two are going to be off here, one interference, one tripping.
Machulik does not like this call at all. Hope is there with the big slash. Machulik responds with the trip. But then Machulik was foolish because he had words with Taggart, and Taggart will not take that. So Machulik and Hope.
Sheffield Steelers penalty, number 12, Ivan Machulik, 2 minutes for hooking. Cardiff Devils penalty, number 35, Shannon Hope.
One off from each side. The reasons were very clear to see.
Well, they actually called that penalty on Machulik hooking. It was a hooking around the bottom of the top of his skates, which was a bit of an unusual call.
2-minute interference penalty.
I have to say that was not the sign that Ken Taggart made out there, but it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Either way you look at it, it's a 2-minute penalty.
What we do know is we've got 3 against 3 on the ice. Ian Cooper and Brabant, the two back here. This is Tim Cranston. Can't get the shot away, can't get the pass away. Cardiff get it away. One-on-one. And Brabant, one of the best of that. I'm a bit surprised he was allowed to go that far by Ron Sudra. And Mackay is hurt.
This is really, really exciting. It's wide open stuff. 3 players on the ice. This is the kind of thing you do in practice to get the players in shape, because there's only 3 guys, a lot of ice for them to cover. Brabant, so strong on the backhand, moves in on the forehand, cuts right in front of Mackay, and runs out of places to put the puck. Watch this. Goes in around Shudra, chucks it right back. The big slash by Shudra at the last moment, and Shudra gets a penalty for that, for slashing. They're falling out there, and they're going to the penalty box. Of course, they only, no matter how many guys are in the penalty box, they can only lose 2 off the ice out there.
I was a bit surprised at that play by Sudra. He showed him the space and then came in a bit late and gave away a rather silly penalty. I don't know what your view is on that.
He sits for 2.
Les Millie was looking for the pass, now goes off to chase. Nemeth hoping for the pullback. 10 seconds left on the first penalty. So the advantage will be with Sheffield in a minute, with Plummer having the extra 2 minutes to stay in. That's a good stop, because his eye could easily have been taken by the movement of the player to his left. This is Nicky Chin. Holds it nicely.
Four-on-3 situation out there. A moment ago, Nicky Chin had a golden opportunity to feed it back to Stephen Cooper, who was cruising in from the blue line. He didn't let the shot go or the pass, and the Devils had to chase it into their own zone.
Yeah, I think when I said that Plummer would have the extra 2 minutes, because the power plays with Cardiff, they have the advantage. And Ruggles goes around, but the referee says no, the goal was off its moorings before the puck crossed the line. Well, his opening period is certainly not lacking in incident.
Ken Taggart standing right on the line. He says no goal. Let's see if the goal does move before the puck goes over. Yes, Mackay hits it with his skates as he slides across. The net definitely moved, and then the puck went in. From a different angle, we can see Ruggles coming in, but there goes the net.
Yeah, was that deliberately off its moorings then by Mackay? It's how it looked to me, I have to say.
Good for Martin Mackay. It's not something you should practice at home if you're a young goaltender, but he's got to do everything he can out there to keep that puck out of the net. And if he can move the net without getting penalized, and that's a point in his favor. The wraparound coming with Ruggles hitting that red line and then slapping it in the net. He thought he had number 3, but it wasn't to be.
So there are 2 penalties with 10 seconds left and one with 1 minute and 14 seconds left. And the clock is ticking away, 5:42 remaining in this very interesting opening period. Ian Cooper being allowed to make a long way through. Kai not moved, so the end for Matulik and Hope. They're back on the ice. This indeed is Shannon Hope. Dummies the shot first of all. Still with the advantage. Cooper thought he was going to get it. Hope back to collect.
The Steelers still setting up that triangle. It's a 5-on-3 situation. Back off post to wrap around.
One more broken stick. One more click off the post.
Another look at this. A lot of space for the likes of Brabant and Ruggles, and again the net comes off its moorings. These guys should be hit as they come around that corner.
2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 56 seconds.
Millie has now been given a penalty for 2 minutes for slashing. So the Sheffield Steelers are making it hard for themselves out there. They're playing short-handed, or they have been for several minutes, and it really is putting a strain on the top 5 or 6 guys who have to stay out there.
Yeah, Matulik's penalty had come to an end, but he couldn't step back on the ice because Shudra's penalty was there. And now it's still the advantage solidly here with Cardiff. 3 men of Sheffield having to work very, very hard. And they can bang the puck down the ice. That's perfectly legal if you're short-handed. 10 seconds left on the penalty for Plummer. Stephen Cooper back to his brother.
Mackay is doing well in there. The Sheffield Steelers have no option but to let these guys shoot. They're trying to force them wide, and the shots are coming in from all angles. A moment ago it was Stephen Cooper. Ian Cooper fans on that one, and it just cruises right to the doorstep.
Wood, something of a spectator at the moment. Still 5 play 3. Kai well forward. The Band in possession has the time to look up. Back on the blue line is Stephen Cooper, faced by Tim Cranston. McEwen round the back. Isn't the best of passes to Hope. He took it very well. Back again to McEwen. The Coopers are in front. 20 seconds remaining on Shudra's penalty as the shot comes in. McEwen. Matulik gets it out, but not out of the zone. Over the top from Chris Calland, off the netting, which is above the plexiglass. So the Sheffield penalties, you can see, 7 seconds on the first, 1:11 on the second. No problems here for John Lawless. He plus 15. He's now occasionally used as a player. He plus 15 members of his squad. Played 12 months ago.
Sheffield are doing a great job, Barry, of killing off this series of penalties out there. 3 guys on the ice have been working hard, keeping that triangle, trying not to get pushed out of position or sucked out of position.
Ian Cooper, back to Stephen Cooper. Shudra back, so 5 now play 4. Still 1 in the box, that's Les Milley. You need the computers and the abacus and everything else. That's an offside pass. 51 seconds left. Power play number 4 for Cardiff.
One of the problems with the penalties going to Sheffield is that the Shudra penalty didn't start until one of the penalties before him expired, so he had to wait that extra time. He actually spent more than 2 minutes in the box, but that's the way the system works. So they've been down to 3 men for a long time.
I think he explained that very much better than I did. Anyway, Sheffield still hanging on. Cooper. Of the Stephen variety. Looking for his brother, is out to the right. Offside call. And I think the man who moved was his brother. Captain, coach and manager. And two players, Paul Heavey on the right, John Lawless on the left. Gave himself a bit of ice time in the semi-final. First thing he did, came on the ice. He was there for about 15 seconds and disappeared at the penalty box for cross-check. Ruggles. 30 seconds left on the penalty. We've almost forgotten what it's like to have 5 players on the ice in front of their netminder for each side. Bit of kicking, and here's Ruggles. Good save. No, the follow-up again. You have to make more than one against Ruggles unless you kill the puck completely. It's his second, it's Cardiff's third.
It took a long time, but eventually the Devils picked up their second power play goal of the game. Plummer loves it down, tries to kick it out. Brabant feeds it through nicely to Ruggles. Ruggles takes the shot, and again, he's not moved out of position. And again, it's Chris Kelland not going after the shooter. For some reason, Kelland gets back and just watches Ruggles waiting for that puck. Go after the man, take him out of the play. There's no one else there. Cooper comes in a bit late. The goaltender may have jumped on that.
So 3-0 with 2:52 remaining, and of course with the goal being scored, Les Millie is now out of the penalty box. 2 goals for Ruggles. Chris Kelland certainly not looking the player he was yesterday before being injured. And Salma Odelen being seriously missed at the back for Sheffield Steelers. Tim Grandstand. No side has come back from a 3-goal deficit at the end of the first period. Championship finals at Wembley. But the first period still has 2 minutes and 20 to run. Nicky Chin, good play, good goal! Beautiful goal by Nicky Chin. Don't think Martin Mackay will be too pleased about it. But that really was, he'd been threatening to do that on a couple of previous occasions, making the skate in from the left. He was very strong and finished very well.
One of the hottest British players in the country. Watch how he takes on Abel and beats him. Abel just doesn't have the steam, can't turn, and he finds the far corner. Perhaps Martin Mackay too far back in his net for that one, but Chinny finds the far corner to make it goal number 4.
Sheffield Steelers in real trouble. But pardon the pun, they're certainly taking it on the chin. Hope. Goal at 17:44. 2 goals in 36 seconds. That's the man who yesterday achieved a shutout. Didn't get hold of that one either, McEwen. The whistle is gone, and the goal was off its moorings.
In the old days, Barry, they used to have pipes coming up so you could secure the nets, and if a truck hit it, they wouldn't move, but they were perceived as dangerous, and now it's gone the other way. Every time Mackay touches that net, it seems to move. It should be anchored or weighted there so it doesn't move with a gentle tap like that, that's for sure.
Most of the noise, you can understand, is coming from Cardiff. Their supporters. A lot of neutral support here as well. People buying their tickets in the hope that their team would get there. That's an offside call. It's the top 8 teams in the league championship. They are then split into 2 groups in playoffs, and the top 2 from those groups come through to play at Wembley. Winners of Group A play the runners-up of Group B, and vice versa. Cardiff are the winners of Group A. And it's looking good for them to do the league and championship double for the third time, the second season running. Tulik is forward of the puck carrier, Tim Grandstand.
Well, the period isn't over, but the Devils have outshot the Steelers 21-7. That's shots on goal, 21-7. It really has been one-way traffic for most of the game.
I say so long ago about the need of Sheffield to start the better. They're now chasing the game. It's very, very hard to play what's called catch-up hockey against the Cardiff Devils. That's well kept in by Shudra. Hilton Ruggles. Nice little drop pass. Brabant is the second one. But Stephen Cooper wasn't aware of the intentions of his brother. Shudra goes off in chase in the forward position. 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Rick Brabant scored one and an assist on one. Kelland. They look very happy and no surprise. Last 10 seconds of a period which is prolonged just about exclusively. The only sort of shots that Jason Wood has had in the Cardiff net have been catches like that. First period is prolonged exclusively to Cardiff Devils, who have an advantage of 4-0, and the noise around Wembley is all in their favour. Sheffield Steelers poor with an awful lot to do.
They really do have a lot of work to do, but I think they have the personnel to do it. Alex Dampier has got to go in the dressing room now and get them pumped back up for the second period. They got to take more shots on goal. They got to start hitting more.
And they've got to do something which hasn't been done before. They've got to come back from a position of 4-0 down.
So the Cardiff Devils well on course for that league, and after the British Championship ice hockey final from Wembley, we can return to that now. After the first period, remember, the Cardiff Devils were leading the Sheffield Steelers by 4-0. Let's rejoin the second period now with Paul Ferguson and Barry Davis.
Shannon Hope for Cardiff Devils. Nice switch. Shudra and Ruggles. Ruggles not allowed to go chasing the puck. Picked up by Matulik. Hasn't got it out of his end. That's his first requirement. Didn't do it. Scott Neal hasn't got it away. It's Messi, Brabant, and the shot comes in off the chest of Martin Mackay. Accidental? No, it's not. Tripping penalty.
Power play situation coming up here as Taggart calls the penalty. Let's watch this again. Matulik. And it's Cooper who gets the stick out. Ian Cooper sits for 2 for tripping. And this could be just what the doctor ordered for these guys.
Sheffield trying to penetrate. Nemeth. Kelland. Nemeth. Good defending so far, and well forward. Now it's kept in. And the Cardiff end, not for long. 2 fall down. Now here there's a chance because they've got men over all over the place. Went for the shot instead of the pass.
Big shot from close in. Big save from Jason Wood. First time he's been tested in this period.
Here's Les Millie. It's out of the zone. Now it can turn. Millie waits on the right side. Just dumped in by Shudra. Disappointing stuff here from Sheffield. Got to take advantage of 2 men falling over each other, haven't you? Here's Chris Kelland. Gets the booze back to Scott Neal. Shot is well wide and not hit with any confidence. Nicky Chin on the break. Doug McEwen looking for the pass. And Chin! Oh, it's a brilliant goal! That is a brilliant short-handed goal by Nicky Chin. A really top-class performance.
Chin picks up his second goal of the game As you said, a shorthanded goal. So much for the power play for Sheffield. Chin had the option with McEwen on the left wing. McEwen breaks into the slot. Perhaps the pass may have come from other players. Chin didn't need him at all. He goes in front of the net and backhands it behind Mackay. Mackay perhaps a little back in his cage once again. Chin gets round Michulik. Shudra out of position, and there's the backhander into the back of the net.
And Nicky Chin scored his first coming down the left side, scores his second coming down the right side, and with a backhand to boot. That's quality. (5-0) Cardiff Devils. And of course, still the penalty continues for a further 30 seconds because that was a goal scored by the supposed understrength team. Neil, 20 seconds left on the penalty. Desperate need here for Sheffield.
Cardiff are just hustling them off the puck. You could see down there, despite being outnumbered, Cardiff are forcing them to make errors. McEwen doing a great job of playing two-way hockey.
Shudra shoots from distance. Back into the fray comes Ian Cooper, having had a very good ringside view of an excellent goal by Chin. Puck given away again, that time by Michulik. Oh, it's another one. Rick Brabant. And it's becoming massive.
Brabant makes it 6 for Cardiff. A wrist shot from about 20 feet away brings the Cardiff supporters to their feet. Watch this. Should have been a routine save, and Mackay lost that in the pads, I'm afraid. Shudra turns away from his man. Where's he going? Here comes Chris Kellen. A little too late for that one.
And it's looking a lot too late for Sheffield Steelers. Turned by Michulik, then he hasn't got a stick to use to get back on the puck. And Mackay comes all the way out. It is nicked away by McEwen. Chin waits in front. Score! Ian Cooper. But the credit for that should go to Doug McEwen for the reach and steal away from the oncoming, on-rushing Martin Mackay.
He who dares doesn't always win. Mackay came out to smother that. He gambled, and he paid the price. Mackay struggling to get back into the cage. McEwen takes his time. Cooper comes in and rattles this into the far corner.
Straight between the skates of Kellen.
Here's Mackay struggling to get back in there. He's not set, he's not square to the shooter, and again he pays the price.
7-0. Miss hit by Scott Neal. Shudra. You feel for Sheffield, just nothing working for them. Absolutely nothing. Kellens.
Yeah!
Yes, it's got in. Well, that did. Slightly fortunate deflection. Kellen, Neal, Shudra all congratulate each other. But sympathy for the man in the net.
There goes the shutout for Jason Wood, but he's fully aware that they still have a very comfortable lead. Kellen comes in with a one-timer, lets it go right in front. Neal pops it up, and that goes over the goaltender and bounces over the red line. Again, a one-timer from Kellen. Everyone trying to clear that. Hope can't get a piece of it. It deflects up and into the net.
So Scott Neal breaks the shutout, assisted by Chris Kelland at 35-2-3. Carson and Healy back on defence for Cardiff. It's a better run. But it's stolen, and here's Nicky Chin with a chance of his hat-trick. Scores! Well, Nicky Chin joins 5 other players in scoring a hat-trick in the final. No one has scored more than 3.
Michulik was on his way the other way down the rink. At the last moment, he was poke-checked. Nicky Chin picks up the loose puck in neutral ice. A big hook from behind. Wright can't slow him down. What a good shot upstairs. Again, Chin showing his class. Not bothered by the hook, concentrates on the puck. The goaltender sliding back into the net, loses that battle.
Quality finishing again from Chin, 8-1. That effort was from Plummer. And here's McEwen, and it's still McEwen, and it's another. And the records are being equalled. No team has scored more than 9. It's been done twice before. Now McEwen adds the name of Cardiff Devils to those who've scored 9 in the final.
Excellent move by McEwen, but watch what happens when Plummer, who's a forward playing back on the D, comes forward. He can't handle that kind of move. Good move by McEwen, just a cheeky little move one way, brings it back in. Watch this, Plummer comes up, doesn't go for the man, goes for the puck, loses out totally. Kellen is chasing as usual in this game, finds the 5-hole. Again, a goal for Cardiff Devils.
Grandstand. Good switch, or it would have been, but it was well intercepted by Hope. Long spell without whistle again. Hope. Cooper. Ian Cooper again. Cooper's once again going to be successful. Had a fantastic record. Here's a chance. Oh, delayed. Did Plummer, and it came off the pipe.
Jason Wood got out there to get in front of it. Plummer very unlucky indeed. Plummer now squaring off with Brabant.
Well, this is certainly the best scrap of the afternoon, and the linesman really struggling to get between the two of them.
The linesmen have to time it right. There's no sense in grabbing one man and letting the other man punch. They have to go in at the same time, exactly the same moment, and take both players out of the play. Brabant against Plummer will sit in the penalty box.
Rick Brabant, Tommy Plummer will be off for roughing. And I would think it'll be more than 2. It is indeed. It's a 2-2, 4 minutes each, with only 6:50 remaining in the match.
13 minutes, 10 seconds. That's 2 plus 2 for roughing. 11 of the Steelers, Tommy Plummer, 93 of the Devils.
And Tommy Plummer, it's been a frustrating afternoon for him.
Plummer really hasn't had the freedom he had in the semi-final. He was clear on the left wing so many times against Nottingham, and he's not being allowed to move out there.
So 4 play 4. Bit of room, and it's a question of how much effort needs to be made. Good save by Jason Wood. Les Millie was the loser. Don't know whether Nicky Chin knows about The fact that nobody scored 4 in the final. Stone. Shudra, Grandstand. Nearly Grandstand, very nearly. And then he followed in the corner. Shudra, seen too much of his famed shot. Gets a second chance now. That's well blocked. Well picked up by Doug McEwen.
Finally, Wood is seeing the puck and he's reacting really well.
And they've let him go. Goodness me. And the follow-up is by Nicky Chin. He's broken the record and his mother is absolutely delighted. I wonder if she knows about the record. Hang on, we're back in the rhythm. But really, that was quite awful defensive work with McEwen making the break.
Good hockey from Cardiff right to the very end of the game. McEwen doing what he does best, stick handling with the puck, turning the Steelers inside out. The save is there. Where's the support for the goaltender? Kellen comes in looking for the puck. Why didn't he ride Chin out of the play? McEwen allowed to go in around Rock and Ron Shudra, who's well out of position as he ducks. McEwen takes the shot. The first save is there. Why doesn't somebody pick up Chin? Matuluk is there, and so is number 21, Kellen, but they can't get the goal scorer.
I'll tell you what, they had 4 people back then and a netminder, and yet a goal was scored. So for the first time in the league and the playoffs, Sheffield Steelers concede 10 goals, and Nicky Chin becomes the first to score 4 goals in the final, and also sets up a points record. He's got a total of 5. Disappointingly one-sided maybe, but it'll go down in the record books, this one. Just a little bit of afters there, not to compare with the main bout of the afternoon, which we saw, involving Messrs. Brabant and Plummer.
Matuluk having a go at the youngster Townsend, but all of a sudden Stephen Cooper comes in and says, hey, pick on somebody your own size.
Kelland, John Lawless. He didn't think he'd be playing in the final again, but decided to come back in. This is Richard Townsend. Checked out nicely. Couldn't quite get the pass in, though. That's a good break. Into the last 5 minutes of the third period. Kellen waits on the blue line. Half the penalties have elapsed. That's 2 minutes. Nemeth is denied by Woods, making some good saves in the closing stages of the contest.
I think for a moment there, Jason Wood may have lost sight of that, but nevertheless, he's getting in front of these shots. A lot of pressure coming from Matuluk and Nemeth out there, but they're having difficulty getting that puck over the red line. Wood goes down and smothers that one.
What's making it worse, I would have thought, for Jason Wood is he's made saves which he could have been forgiven for not making, and yet the one goal that beat him was such a funny parabola that went over the shoulder and over the line.
Impossible for a goaltender to stop that one that went in. It was so high over his head, and a lucky bounce for Scott Neal, who picked up the goal, but not for the goaltender.
And if you don't know it already, let me tell you that Mr. Ferguson keeps go, or should I say used to. Clock stop again at 4:40 remaining. Chance for Kelland. Deflection by Neal, wide. Save again. He went both with pad and hand. It was pad that got it away. Hope. Cooper. Neal takes Ruggles out very gently. Ruggles doesn't seem to mind. Hope and Ian Cooper. Ruggles. Shudra. 4 minutes to go. And the 3 matches at Wembley at the end of a long season have all been very one-sided. Cardiff's 9-5 semi-final victory over Fife was much more conclusive than that score might suggest. Sheffield's 8-0 victory over Nottingham is followed by a 10-1 defeat at the moment for Dampier's side. Alex Dampier. Still 3:43 remaining. Carson moving well for the return. Nicky Chin in possession as well to turn it the other way. Chin once again. Heavey. It wasn't quite the right thing. Here's an opportunity, and Nemeth is denied. Left the pads there well, Jason Wood. He's had a cracking last 5 minutes.
Beautiful save by Wood as he went down, stacked the pads. Nemeth went for the far side and just couldn't find it.
And Chin gets another point as he sets up Doug McEwen.
Great vision by the youngster, 21-year-old Nicky Chin, playing the game of his life before a capacity crowd here in Wembley. Excellent stuff. This is Nemeth missing at the far end of the rink. And fortunes change so quickly. The start of the build-up here with McEwen. McEwen brings it over the blue. Chin does a lot of work now. Watch, heads-up hockey, waits for McEwen, just lays it on. The change of direction by Doug McEwen, and that's all they need.
So 11-1 and a new record for Chin. Now the first player to score 6 points, having been with a group previously who'd scored 5 in a final. Abel. Grandstand. Shot from way out as well wide. Grandstand. It's been industrious, but as with all the Sheffield players, not the player of the semi-final. Grandstand again. Francis, very confident to play it right in front of the goal like that, but it was an accurate pass, picked up by Carson, on again by Francis, shot by Townsend, goal! Youngsters go from one end of the rink to the other. Well, they breed them young at Cardiff as watchers, and they breed them young as players, and there's a lot of promise among the youngsters that we're seeing.
Well, as you say, there's a lot of promise, a lot of depth on this team. Watch the build-up here. Lee Carson from the blue line flips it up to number 8, another youngster, Francis. Francis headmans the puck. It's all good, basic hockey. Townsend gets the shot away, and the goaltender, I must admit, fanned on that, but the build-up was just impeccable. There's the shot, and McCoy, the GB goaltender, really should have had that.
Sharp with his skate on the way home, 12-1. Four goals in the first period, 4 goals in the second, 3 of them on that occasion for Cardiff, and 5 goals in the final period. And that's the most ever in the final period. Lawless.
2 minutes remaining in the third period. Final 2 minutes.
Well, it's been one-sided, but it's been a statistician's delight. Tommy Plummer. after his 4-minute sojourn, following his 20-second scrap. And he finds a sandwich for himself. Break by Francis. Lawless one side, offside. Quite a small fellow, John Lawless. When you look down there for a moment, you think, who's this other youngster?
Sometimes he plays like a teenager. John Lawless, now 33 years young, threatening to retire, but we don't believe that, do we?
They make the little devils in all sizes. I was talking about the woolly made variety. Abel. Hope. The band took a defensive position, just in case Sheffield would get it over. And we're into the last minute. And the best success ever by Cardiff Devils. Brabant. Ruggles. And he got hold of it. Didn't get the accuracy. Kids have had their moment. We're back to the starting lineup and they'll probably play out time. Stephen Cooper. And from a very early stage, Cardiff have looked in a different class, and it's been proved in the score. Ruggles. Final 10 seconds. Brabant. Just chance for one more shot, one more save. 12 goals have gone past the man who scored a shutout, or achieved a shutout yesterday. Hero, in particular among many heroes for the Cardiff Devils, is number 17, 21-year-old Nicky Chin, who's written his name into the record books with the most goals and most points in a final. A final which Cardiff have won over the Sheffield Steelers by 12 goals to 1. And Paul Heavey, the captain of Cardiff Devils, receives the championship trophy from Frederick Meredith, the president of the British Ice Hockey Association. Cardiff doing the double of league and championship for the 3rd time and for the 2nd year running.
A decisive win there, and I'm sure that they'll be celebrating on their way back to Cardiff tonight. Well, we've still got snooker and women's rugby union to come, but first let's take a look at some of the top news stories.